Consciousness is the unity of knowing and acting, is a becoming. The past is not left behind. It's with us in the form of memory. The future is not a predetermined order which only a natural disability prevents us from knowing. It is yet uncreated. Conscious life is the enduring present, which grows with the past and makes the future. Our conscious life is one unceasing change. From the first awakening of consciousness to the actual present, no one moment has been the mere repetition of another, and the moments which, as we look back, seem to have made up our life, are not separable elements of it, but our own divisions of a change that has been continuous. The process by which we infer the nature of the external world from our felt experience is logical. It includes perceiving, conceiving, thinking, or reasoning. The object of the logical process, the aim or ideal which it seeks to attain, is truth. Knowledge of reality is truth. There are therefore two realities, the reality of our felt experience from which all thinking sets out, and the reality which in thinking we seek to know. The one reality is immediate, it is conscious experience itself. The other reality is that which we infer from the fact of experience, that by which we seek to explain our existence.
Whoever cares to become acquainted with the difficulty of the problem of truth must not be impatient of dialectical subtleties.
There is then a problem of error, and it is quite distinct from the problem of truth. The problem of truth is to know by what criterion we can test the agreement of our ideas with reality. The problem of error is to know how there can be false opinion. There is false opinion, of this no one needs to be convinced, but where its place is in the fundamental scheme of the mental process, in what precisely it consists, whether it is purely a negation or whether it has a positive nature of its own, this is the problem we have now to consider. All things and everything are either known or not known. He who knows cannot but know, and he who does not know cannot know.
A man's mind may be likened to a garden, which may be intelligently cultivated or allowed to run wild, but whether cultivated or neglected, it must and will bring forth. If no useful seeds are put into it, then an abundance of useless seeds will fall therein, and will continue to produce their kind. So may a man tend the garden of his mind, weeding out all the wrong, useless, and impure thoughts, and cultivating toward perfection the flowers and fruits of right, useful, and pure thoughts. By pursuing this process, a man sooner or later discovers that he is the master gardener of his soul, the director of his life.
And our problem is that the meaning or content of a conception, that which is present to the mind when we make a judgment, is precisely the same whether the conception is true or false. There is no distinctive mark or feature by which we can know that in the one case the object of thought is a real or actual fact, in the other an opinion to which no reality corresponds. And further, it seems exceedingly difficult to understand in what way a non-reality can be present to the mind. There is no truth that may not become error. No judgment, according to pragmatism, is an error pure and simple. That is to say, it cannot come into existence as an error, for it comes claiming truth, and maintaining that claim until challenged. It becomes an error in retrospect only, and always in relation to another judgment which corrects it. Error does not characterize a class of judgments. It is something that happens to a judgment. It is a judgment whose truth claim is rejected in reference to another judgment which succeeds. Most people, however, are convinced that truth and error are not related to one another, nor to the circumstances that call forth belief or disbelief.
Every man is where he is by the law of his being. The thoughts which he has built into his character have brought him there, and in the arrangement of his life there is no element of chance, but all is the result of a law which cannot err. Man is where he is that he may learn, that he may grow. And as he learns the spiritual lesson which any circumstance contains for him, it passes away and gives place to other circumstances. Man is buffeted by circumstances so long as he believes himself to be the creature of outside conditions. But when he realizes that he is a creative power, and that he may command the hidden soil and seeds of his being out of which his circumstances grow, he then becomes the rightful master of himself.